this?
Let's go.
I'm excited about it, man. This is again. I think it's gonna be a good time, and it's an opportunity for us to learn and kind of see, all right, what happened in that game. I want to start off with a positive here, real quick, okay? Just real quick. And well, first of all, full disclosure here, if the stream goes down, it should come back up, okay? If you don't want to wait for it to come back up, if the stream does go down, just hop over to Rumble or X at Packers_access, or on Rumble, just type in Packer Fan Total Access. However, we will be editing this segment out in its entirety to its own video on YouTube as well, so you have an opportunity to watch it there. It's just sometimes the AI will trigger a copyright and it'll take the stream down. So just so you know, that's what's going on there. Let's start off with a little positive, though. Our boy Savion Williams. You guys see this?
Yes. Oh, yes. Please show this. Let's run this on loop.
You notice? So you've got Savion here, boys. He's lined up in the sidecar, right? So he is actually playing running back on this particular play. Now, again, imagine the pony package double sidecar, and then you motion Jacobs out to the right. That's where the throw goes to. But watch how Savion almost acts as a makeshift sift block on his way out on a leak route here. This is what you get with Savion Williams. This is absolutely gorgeous. Poor cornerback.
Dang. Good night.
How lovely is this right here, boys? Just to get
you. Is that Delpit that he got?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Was it?
What a heck of a play, dude.
Love to see it, man.
I didn't see that. That's awesome.
Yeah. As a wise man once said,
he can block. He can.
He ran right through him, dude.
Thank you, Tim. My man was running his route, and Delpit got in his way. He didn't go to block Delpit. Like, Delpit just decided to take a bad angle and just caught the shoulder.
Yeah, absolutely awesome, man. Love to see it. So again, Savion Williams, he's definitely going to fall in that category of no block, no rock. He'll get that rock. I promise you that. So.
The way he had him bent, you almost want to get that picture just framed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we put that up there with this one, right?
Yeah, exactly. You do a little collage this year.
Same energy for sure. All right, let's get into it, boys. Let's do a little chalk talk here. I don't know if I can make that. Let me see if I can make that a little bit. Can I maybe make this a little bit larger? Let's see here.
That's what she said.
Easy, Jacob. Easy, Jacob. That's a little bit better.
Nobody's listening anyway.
There we go.
There we go. That's a little bit better. All right, cool. So, again, chalk talk, guys. We're not going to be able to cover every play. There's going to be some positives. There's going to probably be more negatives than positives on this particular one with the loss. We want to kind of highlight what happened, why did it happen. I did not dive into the run blocking problems. That should be a segment on its own. That could be a whole episode of, hey, here's how the run blocking broke down. Mike Wall has done an excellent job kind of covering that stuff. So we're going to stay in our lane and just do what we normally do, which is just take you through in order of plays throughout the game, how everything unfolded. We're going to pick up here. First quarter, 10:06 left. It's 0-0, second and 2 play from your own 28. This is Jordan Love getting sacked by Malik Collins and Mason Graham. Okay, so this stalled the drive out. However, Green Bay would go on to kick a field goal after this play to go up to a 3-0, or after this drive to go up to a 3-0 lead. So, again, the play call: 12 pistol, Trey Wright, you cheat the dubs, switch curl wheel, Z dig, Y leak, T swing. I'll draw this out just in case you guys want to know what that stuff means. Okay, but the point here on this particular play is to show, okay, why did we get sacked on this particular play? And hopefully I've got everything in order. I know it's been getting out of whack a little bit on me here, but the you cheat the dubs. So your U tight end here is actually going to cheat over. You're going to see him cheat over here in just a second. All right. So they're going to motion him over. And I think it might be Fitzpatrick. It looks like it is 89. Yeah. So if we back it up just a touch. So the play design is you cheat to dubs, which means it's going to go to a 2x2 set. 1, 2, 1, 2 on this side, all right? And then the play call is going to be switch, curl, wheel, okay? So it's going to be a wheel route and then a curl here. It almost works like a Haas or a reverse Haas concept, okay? So you're going high-low read there, and the switch aspect of it. Switch just means when the ball's snapped, 88 is going to be on the inside. They're going to end up crossing places, switching places essentially. Z dig. So your Z is just going to get out here and work a dig route. All right. And then your Y is going to leak into a curl. So he's going to chip and then kind of sit down here on a curl to give it underneath as well. And the T is going to swing out right. So again, it's 12 pistol, Trey right, you cheat the dub, switch curl, wheel, Z dig, Y leak, T swing. All right. Now, again, it's going to be a sack. So let's see if we can pick up on what exactly happens on the sack. That wasn't a bad read by Love. That wasn't a bad route by nobody. This is just a breakdown on the offensive line, right? So let's see what happens here. They run a TT, a little torch here, right? So Elton, in my opinion, this is probably more so on him than anyone. However, Sean Ryan should have been able to kick inside. What Sean Ryan should do here in this particular situation is they run this TT, right? They're looking to cross paths and get pressure like this, okay? It's essentially what they're doing. What Sean Ryan should be doing is riding this guy over and then picking up the other guard as he comes to the right. The problem is they both whiff. Sean Ryan's too late to the point. 96 has Elton beat right out of the gate. Whether it's a TT or not, Elton is beat like a drum on this play. Okay?
Yeah, half a second back on Elton's feet, man. It looks like he's doing the cross leg drill. I mean, they were crisscross. Not right here, my man. That's not what we're looking for.
What was that?
Yeah, that's a great eye there, Emilio.
What I saw on him was he was head down when he snapped it, and the dude was left, over his left shoulder, like overlooking his left eye. And when he brought his head up, the dude had already crossed his face, and he wasn't, head up, and snapping it head up. So maybe that's again we talked about earlier or end of last year, the snap count and stuff like that. Looks like they're going off a knee lift.
Yeah.
But again, you're having the dude have to keep his head down, and you got other teams leaning over with their guard tapping his hip. There are other options to do it if it's affecting Elton because he's used to having his head up being a guard the whole time. Is that something we need to change, or is that something Matt needs to look at?
That's a really good point, man.
I'll say this too. Twitter was talking about how they seem to have figured out our signs and our calls. They were getting off the snap extremely fast. So that's something you got to clean up quick if you're tipping that off. But again, nothing on Love here. I thought Love did a good job looking comfortable in the pocket. Like right here, he's not panicking. I don't know how you're not panicking. You got 600 pounds of pissed off defender right in your face right here. You know what I mean? So I thought he done a good job of just kind of holding his cool. But when you see all 5 offensive linemen like that around your quarterback, that's not a good look at all. That's not a good look at all. So they all graded out pretty bad.
But honestly, Musgrave ran that wheel route nasty on the the blown out version. He ran it like almost like a flat, got his head turned around, and then wheeled it up and was wide open. If Love had another second.
Now again, that's a 2nd and 2 play there. So why not run the rock there, pick up the first? You know what I mean?
Could I pose a question just for either anybody in the chat, Clayton, any of the guys, or maybe even like Coach Len? Matt LaFleur post-conference, I think, said something to the effect that he had never once schemed more for one single player in his career than he did for Myles Garrett. Do you think that there's any credence to the fact that possibly he focused so much on him that he kind of shot himself in the foot? Does that make sense? Like he wanted to maybe.
I don't think so, Jacob, because as we've seen right there, and you're going to see all day, it wasn't like, wow, they out-schemed us here. The guys in the middle just got their ass kicked.
Gotcha.
That's the way I seen it. I could be wrong. It's if you see free runners, it's different. You're like, okay, man, they got us a +1 hat count there. They outsmarted us. But most of these plays that you're going to see, it's just defenders beating the interior offensive line like it's wrong. Yeah. So, and listen, I probably shouldn't say this, but if I'm going to be overly negative for a second, and you guys know I don't do this much, and I'm not going to turn this into a rant or anything, but you had Elton Jenkins to skip the offseason program, Yeah. He basically was, hey, I want more money, or, he didn't come out and say it, but it got leaked out through his camp. He wanted more money. You had the strip club incident. You had all this stuff. And it's like, and Aaron Banks, he battled the back injury all through camp. So he's kind of behind schedule, trying to get caught up, in my opinion. Jordan Morgan, they're asking him to play positions he's obviously not comfortable at. He's a true left tackle, and they're playing him all over the joint. And you got the one guy that they won't let Jordan Morgan play left tackle because Rasheed Walker is supposedly so good, he's struggling. So it's like it's a bit of a dumpster fire there. You combine that with –
oh, boy. Cue the Travis Glover comment. Go ahead, Emilio.
I knew it was coming.
Travis Glover ain't walking through that door, Emilio.
I know.
But if you take all that and you add a big plus sign to one of the best defensive lines in the league, that equals disaster. Yeah. And you still should have won the ballgame. That's what's crazy, right? So I'm not saying
we talk about this receiver depth that we have, and it doesn't mean a hill of beans if you can't protect your
Bingo.
quarterback and he can't get to his reads.
Mhm.
That was me, AFAM, not Tim.
I don't even wanna
What
know.
What happened?
Oh, nothing. There was a
Jacob.
Atham said fire Matt LaFleur, and so then the chat started saying fire AFAM, and I seconded it, third it, and fourth it, and he said, "Easy,
Nice.
Tim. It's me, buddy. I got you, AFAM."
All right. Second quarter, 11:40 left. The Packers are leading 3-0. It's a 3rd and 7 play at Green Bay's 45-yard line. So 3rd and 7 is manageable, right? They're trying to get in field goal range to tie the ball game up. And guess who shows up, boys? It's Rashawn Gary. All right. Nickel 3-3-5 jam. Look at this. What's a jam front? We talk about this a lot, okay? So a jam front is when you got a nose in a zero or a shade, okay? The guards are covered as well with a 5-man front, okay? That's what you call a jam front, but it's an interesting jam front. Notice I said Joker 1, all right? So the call is nickel 3-3-5 jam, Joker 1, cover 1, fire 6, all right? Now, what is a Joker? We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Guess who that is, boys? That's number 1. That's Micah. So they got him playing Joker on this spot. He's an edge defender. So if someone wants to say, no, Clayton, we're actually in our nickel 4-2-5, you're completely right. This is the same personnel that we run on our nickel 4-2-5, but the alignment is a jam front, and you put Micah Parsons at linebacker playing Joker. Does that make sense, Emilio?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So and the play call is you're going to fire 6 here, and it's going to be cover 1 man. So what you got is deep safety here. We played a bunch of man coverage. I'm eager to see if we can get the numbers on how much man we actually play, because it's going to be really, really interesting. So everybody's man coverage across the board. However, we end up firing 6, right? So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're actually going to fire him as well. So they leave a guy uncovered on this particular play. But watch how quick Gary gets in here. And this is the perfect example of what you just asked, Jacob. This is out scheming your opponent. Their protection, they've got one less blocker than they need to block this front. And watch Gary right off the jump. It's just quick as all get out, and he's in his face, right? So now you showing here, this guy should have blocked him, right? So why did he whiff? Why did the right tackle whiff? Look at Adrian Cooper here, right? So he knows this guy is going to probably chip and go out in a route. So he's got to be willing to protect out here. And that's why Rashawn Gary comes free, right, after the chip. So Gary with a great sack there. He was just so quick off the ball and didn't give the right tackle time to react. And here's a great look at that Joker. Again, I can't remember who asked what a Joker is. This is what we refer to as a Joker right here, okay? An edge defender that you'll put over top of the center, somewhere around the A gap. You notice when you got your stack backers in your nickel 4-2-5, if it's Adrian Cooper and Quay Walker, if they're in here mugging, we just call that a double barrel mug, right? Your inside linebackers are mugging. In this case, you put an edge defender playing Joker. And let's see how they react to Micah. So they pick up Micah. Yeah, the right tackle just knows, crap, I got to be accountable for 56, but he just completely forgets about Gary, and Gary is just gone. Look at him reaching out there, right?
Oh.
Love to see it. I like what they did there too, boys, that they put, Adrian Cooper and Quay Walker on the edge. What y'all think about that? It's an interesting look.
I thought this was one of the coolest looks I'd ever seen, and I really believe that if Gary doesn't get there, Mike is going to come and get that dude. Flacco don't stand a chance on this play.
Remember how excited we were when we saw Adrian Cooper working with the edge group during camp?
Yep, there it
and
is.
It's like, kind of a glimpse of what we would hope to come, and here it is, lo and behold, right here. Him and Quay coming off the edge. That's an interesting look.
Right. I like it because going up against that kind of an offense with your chips concept, either you're going to be covering in zone or you're going to have the dudes manned up anyway. So why not have Quay and Coop already walked up on the two dudes? And then they both didn't even really blitz. I mean, yeah, Quay kind of did, but both the linemen had to respect him, and you're still in your base nickel package with only 4 D linemen. But, you have a little bit of a speed package out there with Sorrell and everything, but it looks good.
Yeah, like Coach was talking about, look at Sorrell at the 3 tech. That's cool.
Yep, there you go. So, and he's seen a little bit of that versatility in college there for Sorrell.
Right, and the 2-3 techs make the tackles. The tackle has to respect him on the other side, and you're only bringing 4 really, and you get a pretty easy sack.
Yep, definitely. Again, it's so good to see Gary hitting home with the sacks this year and shutting the haters up. I love it, man. Could not love it more. All right, moving along. Second quarter, 4:02 left. Green Bay still leads 3-0. This is a 2nd and 10 play at Cleveland's 38-yard line. Jordan Love sacked here. Why are we pointing it out, guys? It's 2nd and 10, and you're almost in field. I'd say some people would say we are in field goal range, but you're on the cusp of breaking into significant field goal range here, right? And he's going to lose 5 yards on this sack. The play call was 12 ace, dub nasty, 22 fake, X dig, Y leak, stab, Z out, T sneak, U safe. Let's draw it out just so people know what we're talking about here. With the 12 ace, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. That's 12. Okay. 1, 2, 12. We're going dub nasty, which means 2 by 2. Everybody's inside the numbers. That's a nasty split. Okay. That's the nasty aspect. We're going 22 fake. Anytime we call a fake out or any kind of run, the way this works, guys, is even numbers to the right, odd to the left. The running back represents the 2. That's the first number here in the 22. And it's an A-gap run or an A-gap fake run. That's the second 2 there. So that's why it's 22 fake. We're going to go X dig. The X is going to be on the line of scrimmage, opposite the tight end, the Y tight end, not the U. This is your U right here, okay? So there's going to be your dig. So, again, we're going 22 fake, all right? We're going to go X dig here, and it might be a little shallower than that. Some of those digs are choice routes. Y leak stab, so your Y is going to block and then kind of stab underneath right here, okay? Then you got the Z out, which is Golden, is going to get out here and work an out route. He's the Z's on the tight end side of the field. And then you're going to have a T sneak out as well. So after the 22 fake, he's just going to kind of leak out underneath. So you're giving kind of a multi-level look here for Jordan Love. The U is going to stay safe, which means he's just staying in the blocks. You got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-man protection after the leak here. So you're going to get a chip from Tucker, and then you're going to have a 6-man protection. So, again, the play call is 12 ace, dub nasty, 22 fake, X dig, Y leak, stab, Z out, T sneak, U safe. Let's roll it. And, again, it's going to be a sack. There's the play fake. All right, right here, it's not setting up too bad. Emilio, we kind of talked about this earlier. Don't like how late developing this is. You know what I mean? I mean, that's you're asking for trouble. These guys still, look at this. Where's Jordan supposed to go with the ball right now, guys? Like, these guys haven't even turned around their break yet. You know?
What the hell is going on with Tucker Kraft and what is that?
They about ran into each other on their routes there, obviously. So if hindsight being 2020, what Jordan should have done here is just dump this ball out real quick. The ball should come out here probably, but he's already got pressure in his face. So when we go to the box cam here, the end zone cam, who was giving up that pressure? To me, it looked like it was Sean Ryan. So let's watch Sean Ryan. False start. Thank God they didn't call it on Sean Ryan, right? So let's watch 75 at right guard. So right here, yeah, you just can't. See, Jordan's already having to step back. You know, it's easy to go, okay, you should have thrown that out route.
Oof,
but when you watch it again, watch him. He has to bounce back here to avoid, try to create a throwing window. Now you got 95 coming around the corner there too. They're running it. Remember early in the week we talked about they love to stunt him around to the A-gap? That's what they did right there.
This is what you were talking about earlier. Too much drop back passing. You know, you're under center running a play action fake against a defense that you haven't ran the damn ball on all day at all. Clearly Cleveland was not worried about us as a running threat, and which is why they were able to just rush 4 and get home like this, because the coverage was good downfield.
And to Clay's point, Matt LaFleur in the press conference said that we had too many late developing route concepts where, like Tim said, they didn't buy it. They didn't buy into any of the play action. They weren't scared of Jacobs. They knew it was coming.
Now, imagine what we talked about earlier in the week with RPOs. Let me give you an example right here, okay? Imagine that Jordan Love is in a shotgun, and let's say that 23 is in a sidecar right, okay? So let's just forget about this for a second. Forget about this. Your quarterback is here. Your running back is here. Now, imagine this look right here, and you come to the line of scrimmage and you're in a gun set. You can hand the ball off. If you've got an RPO bubble call, let's say you got a bubble call to 86, look at the hat count. This guy's rushing the quarterback. Notice how there's no one out here, right? So if Dobbs sets up the block, Jordan takes the snap, puts the ball in the belly, and reads this guy. If he continues on the rush, swing it out on a bubble screen, that's an easy 7 or 8 yards out here. That's what I was talking about all week. That's how you beat the quick pass rush, right, is quick pass game. Quick beats quick. So, again, to your point, Tim, you go deep play action drop here, right? You're asking for trouble. Now look at all that space we just talked about. Imagine this is the only guy here, and Dobbs is blocking, and you get a bubble screen out here on an RPO to 86. You got all this room out here. Yep. And it was all over the tape leading up to the game. It was.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you just look at those backers, man. Nobody's looking at that play fake at all.
Right.
They were in coverage the whole way.
Yeah. They just dropped in cover for you, had 3 underneath. I mean, you there was nowhere you were going vertical. You had the safety barreling down on Dobbs running that dig. Mm-hmm. Your only look is the out, but honestly, your look should have been right to Emmanuel right there. But then you got traffic just with your own guys, and that's the only other thing is that's kind of tough on chips. You get your tight end engaged, yeah, that's nice, but then the tight end has to get off, run his route, and the tackle has to re-engage 3 yards backwards as he's backpedaling. It doesn't happen immediately. I like the ones where you let them engage, and I'm just here to try to blow his shoulder off.
Right, exactly. Yep. So, again, there's many fans that want to see us run downhill from under center. At times I do too, but this particular week I would like to see them play more gun. And remember we talked earlier in the week, give me some more 11 personnel to spread things out for Josh Jacobs. We did the opposite. That was a 12 right there. So you got everything tight, compacted. I was not a big fan of the nasty splits when Matt LaFleur took over. He proved me wrong with all the RPO action with Aaron Rodgers. So it's like, okay, this does work. I'm more of a Mike McCarthy, spread things out, run it between the tackles that way. But don't get me wrong, there's an answer for that too. It's not like this is the magic way of getting a run game going. So after that, it is worth mentioning, you lose 5 yards on the sack, and then Dobbs got called for an illegal block above the waist or below the waist, wherever it was. It made it a 3rd and 22, and you ended up having to punt. So again, bad play call, and then a mental mistake by Romeo Dobbs with the penalty. That's how you screwed the pooch on that entire drive. That's why we do these chalk talks, so we know exactly what happened. Now, let me show you another play here real quick. So this is second quarter, 18 seconds left. We talk how important the middle eight is, right? I don't want this to come across. This next sequence of 2 or 3 things I'm going to mention is Xavier McKinney's mental mistake. I don't think this had a bearing on the outcome of the game. I want to mention it because it's a good FBI moment to learn what was Matt LaFleur trying to do right before halftime here, calling that timeout. Okay, so this is 18 seconds left. Green Bay's up 3-0. It's a 3rd and 16 play. Cleveland's at their I don't even know what yard line they are here. I think that, man, I may have screwed this up actually. God, I hope I didn't, because it was so important, man. And let's see if this throw goes to Njoku here. Maybe I didn't screw it up. I really wanted to point this whole sequence out, man. It does not go to Njoku, does it? So this is so this is actually the interception. I know what I did. I got a star by it. I wanted to highlight or talk about the play before. The play before that's not on this highlight here. That's what I did. With 18 seconds left, that 3rd and 16 play, Flacco hit Njoku for 8 yards. Okay, and immediately LaFleur called a timeout with 12 seconds left. Right? Why did he call that timeout immediately? Because he knew it's going to be 4th down. If they take a long field goal, we're going to get a shot to throw a Hail Mary at the end zone. If the ball falls incomplete, we're going to get a shot to throw a Hail Mary at the end zone. That's the whole point there, right? Is to get an extra shot at scoring points before halftime. So with that being said, everything's set up perfect. Now you got this play, 12 seconds left. LaFleur called the timeout. I don't know if he specifically told the guys, hey, guys, you cannot intercept the ball here. You probably just expect your players to know. This is Bill Belichick 101, knowing these situational aspects of the game. But you're up 3-0, 4th and 8. What they're looking to do here is either try to convert on a quick first down, spike it, or if they had a timeout, call a timeout, kick a field goal, or chuck one deep, right? And if it gets intercepted, no worries. As a defender, you got to know what the plan is. Why did LaFleur call that timeout? So if this falls incomplete, you get a shot at a Hail Mary. Here's what I was talking about, okay? So they're going to run a little sprint left option here, and he's going to fire this thing deep.
Jeez.
Look at this. Bat that thing down, right? McKinney catches the interception. He's down right there, out of bounds with his foot. So now you have no shot at the Hail Mary, and you just kneel out, and it's the end of the half. So why do you do that? If he does not intercept this ball right here, guys, right, then everything sets up for what LaFleur was trying to do and give himself a chance at a Hail Mary. You're going to have the ball at your own 43-yard line. and it's, what are you, 57 yards, throw that thing up, and who knows what, you might get a pass interference and it set up a field goal, right? Anything could happen.
Or
So
you
this
could
is
run a 10-yard out and maybe get yourself into field goal range.
bingo. So the point here was, and I said in the tweet, and the tweet ran, it got almost 2 million views. It's a very, very rare mental mistake by Xavier McKinney. And again, in the moment, guys, the last thing you want to do is give up a touchdown, right? So it's easy to sit here and say, okay, just smack the ball out of bounds. Maybe McKinney didn't feel comfortable enough, especially with 2 receivers running deep like that. I got you. But I just wanted to point out that's one of those moments that, man, you got to be situationally aware to give yourself a chance to take a score at the end zone. It's amazing how many fans are like, all right, would have fell incomplete anyway. I got you. You're the same knuckleheads saying we got to be aggressive before halftime and turn the ball over on a short field, give up points in the middle 8 too. It's funny how that isn't an issue, but right here, just watch you want every chance you can to score points right before the half. So does that make sense? Does anybody disagree with that take there?
No, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Got to communicate that to all 11 on the field though, and get everybody on the same page, right? And you would think of anyone, it's your veteran back there that's going to know that. But I'm with you, Clay. I think he just caught in the moment and went up to make a play, and that ball got on him pretty quick too. You know, you saw him tracking across the field, and it's almost like, ideally I'd like to bat this down, but if I go to bat it down and tip it up in the air and it's 6, then we're in big trouble. So,
yeah. Fishy Things was saying he wasn't down. I thought that initially too. He wasn't touched down, but if you watch closely, when he rolls over, his foot steps outside of bounds. That's how they call it. Right there.
There's where he's out. Yeah. So I thought the same thing too. Is like, get up and go, and they blew it dead. I'm like, he didn't. The receiver didn't touch him. Like, what are we talking about? That's the thing too. If he picks it off clean, you might have a shot for a pick 6 here, right? That could be the case too. So just again, it wasn't a deciding factor in the game. It's just anytime we have an opportunity to point out one of those rare moments where it's like being situationally aware, that's it right there. So let's fast forward now. Third quarter, 13-18. And Emilio, I know you're picking that pass off on Madden. Don't you even try every time.
I'm telling you. Honestly, the DBs have been so messed with that I just let the computers take it over. Every time I try to pick it off, they burn me. So I've given up.
Your eyes get big as saucers. You hold down triangle or whatever button it is on your crappy Xbox.
Why?
Yeah, why? Yeah. And when you hold it down and your defender just stands there, you're like, what the hell? I'm just letting the CPU do it.
Yeah, no, I'm sure X got his. I mean, I'm sure his eyes got big in that moment, and it happens. I probably would have snagged it too. I need it for the stat column, but that's tough.
All right, so let's go to the third quarter here. Opening drive. All right, the Packers are sitting at a 3rd and 1. Okay, 3rd and 1. You're driving a little bit. You're looking good, right? You're like, you're not significantly down the field. This was the play before, but like, hey, let's try to go out. Opening drive of the second half and score some points here. 3rd and 1, Jordan Morgan false start. Now it's 3rd and 6, right out of the gate, right? Can't do it, boys. Can't do it. Right out of halftime, you just got some Gatorade. You're rested up a little bit. You can't come out that opening drive and make mistakes like that. Just can't do it. So this is the very next play. Again, you go from a 3rd and 1 where you could potentially run the ball, or they be looking run, and you could, throw a little easier. So now you're looking at a 3rd and 6. Green Bay still leading 3-0. You're at your own 30. This is Love being sacked by Malik Collins. Again, the play call is 11 gun, strong left bunch, Z, cheat to dubs, F dig, switch, Y safe, T swing. Let's see if we agree with the play call here. Now we're in the gun.
We're nasty again.
Yep, nasty split for sure. This looks a little bit more tolerable, right? You're in the gun, so maybe you did make an adjustment coming out in the second half. So obviously you're in this strong left bunch. That's your bunch set here. It's strong left, your tight ends on the left side there. And we're going to go Z, which is 87, Romeo Dobbs here with the ET helmet, okay? He's going to cheat the dubs over here, all right? And it's going to be cheat the dubs. You're going to have an F dig, so the F is here. He's going to run a dig. Dobbs, when he gets over here, it's going to be a switch will post, okay? And this is a normal switch. The switch concept itself is where you got a post, and it's going to be a switch will post here, all right? That's actually known as switch in a concept form. And then, of course, you got the Y safe. The Y is actually going to stay in and block, and the T is going to swing out. So again, it's a 6-man protection here. Again, the play call, 11 gun, strong left bunch, Z cheat the dubs, F dig switch, Y safe T swing. So let's see what happens with the protection. You should have a little more time. 6-man protection out of the gun, right? Let's see what happens. But is it long developing routes here? We know the switch is with the will post, right? The dig's pretty deep too. So Jordan's at the bottom of his drop. He does not have a receiver turning around yet. He can't throw to Dobbs because he knows Dobbs is running a wheel route. He's been in this thing out and going up the sideline. So nobody is broke yet, Emilio. We talked about it, right? What does Love do here? You know, you literally, the only thing you would have setting up is potentially the swing, and now you're already having a run for your life to the right side.
No, yeah, and at that point, I would rather have Jacobs run a Texas or something. Get back across his face, give him something to work with, and yeah, it's long developing, it's deep in breaks or a mid out break, nothing across the middle. I'd love to see a mesh concept or give me some crossers, give me a quick. We ran the double quick slant, and that's when he threw the pick, but that's. I think he was trying to, probably pump it and not let it go, but it happens. And you're asking him to do a lot there. 3-step drop out of shotgun, get to the top, and nobody's broken out of their routes yet. That's not ideal.
Yeah. Another torch there too, right in the middle. So again, what Emilio's talking about is rather than those deep, those slow developing plays, imagine if this was a drag. Let's redraw the play and you still got the T swing, right? So if the same thing happens, imagine Golden is on a shallow cross or a drag, you're probably going to be hitting a window right in here. Jordan can get rid of the ball, but there's literally no options. It's just all drop back. Most of everything's deep around the end, and you better pray to sweet baby Jesus that swing gets out there in time, And by that time, it's already over. The torch won, the outside won there at right tackles. So tough look.
What's crazy too is even if he just said he should have ran it, he had that little gap on the right hand side, he would have had to commit immediately to the run and basically just give up on all the concepts in that. So it's like there's just, like you said, there's nothing he could have done. Like right there, he would have had to hit that gap so fast.
Yep, exactly. So not a whole lot that Jordan can do there, in my opinion.
No, Morgan didn't do terrible picking up the TT though. He got a hold of that dude and bent him back a little.
Yeah. All right, so there you go. There's another sack that we had on the day. Next, third quarter, 11:48 left, 3rd and 8 from their own 31. Here's Rashawn Gary's second sack of the day. The play call on defense is nickel 4-2-5. We're going 33 spur, cover 1 man, will fire. Let's identify the will, okay? There is your Y tight end, which makes our boy Quay is the Mike, Edgerrin Cooper is the will. So he's going to fire here. 33 spur. That means that our boy Evan Williams is going to play spur safety. He's almost at a linebacker position. He's rotated down into the box. He's the spur, okay? Cover 1 man is real simple. Everybody's man coverage across the board, right? And I want to say Quay. I think Quay's manned up here, if I remember correctly. And our boy Evan Williams is here. And like I said, with the will fire, you're going to have our boy Edgerrin Cooper try to fire on a blitz. I thought there was far too much blitzing going on, to be honest with you guys. We played a lot of man. I didn't feel like we needed to blitz Flacco. Just get pressure on him with 4. And not that he cut us apart against the blitz, but in this case, let's watch Rashawn Gary out here in the wide 9. He's the one that's going to get the sack. Notice the chip here too. Notice the chip. Ball snap. You see Edgerrin got a little antsy there and tipped his hand. So the tight end or the running back chip, and then he's going to beat the right tackle as well. Rashawn Gary beat him like a drummer. Look at LVN getting that push up the middle as well. You love to see it. This is a better look here. So let's watch LVN, who's playing that 2-tech, just drive that guard right back into the lap of Flacco. And you got Gary coming in and cleaning it up. Devontae Wyatt right there in the mix as well. So you love to see that. And Micah, let's see if they designate 2 people to him. Yeah, they did the same thing they did with Gary, but Gary won, Micah didn't, right? And this is a good rep. Can I be negative for a minute? Watch Micah Parsons on this play. Watch Gary. First of all, watch Gary on the right side. Hit the chip, get out of the way, little man, and wins his battle, right? Now, watch Micah's pass rush on the left side, okay? It's over here. Watch him. Same thing. Chip, and he's going to try to beat the left tackle. Tell me if he doesn't look exhausted right here, guys. Watch, he beats the chip. Now look right here. He just doesn't have anything. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Is that conditioning? What, you know what I mean? What is it? I don't know. But
And then I think you see immediately hands on hips, like
right
he's,
afterwards. Yeah. But Gary, look at this guy. He's a maniac, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Love to see it. So again, it's a positive play. I just want to point that out. Am I the only one that to me it looks like Micah's just exhausted right there?
Yeah.
You know?
No, I see it too. But I do love that. And Micah said, yeah, LVN's got me on the bull. Maybe he just said, all right, LVN, just push that dude back into Flacco here. I'm just gonna hold the contain. Maybe I'm a little gas up, hold him for a second.
Yeah.
Even pre-snap, his timing was off. Watch here.
Right. He's leaning, right?
Not where he wants to be on the snap, and just not a stellar rep from him.
I did see it looked like he almost got poked in the eye on the first drive.
That did happen, yes.
Okay, because
there was multiple times throughout the game, like Chris C is saying, I kept thinking he was injured on the sideline. I text that to my brother and my dad like 4 different times. I'm like, oh no, he's hurt. And he just looks like he was. And it was it was 84 degrees and humid as all get out that game, which people don't expect in Cleveland, right? But
right. Yeah, could have been smog too. Who knows? LVN though, boys, what a rep by LVN. Look at number 90 in here, that 2i. 75, like, oh boy, this big wop taking me for a ride here. I got his hand on him too. It's definitely a pressure, no doubt about that.
For sure.
Hands up too. You can't get there. Get your hands up.
Yep.
Crush
you can't get around him. Take him with you, right?
Yeah. Yep. He was probably looking at that little curl whip right there, Tim, and no, sir, not with that big paw.
Love it.
So again, there was Gary's second sack of the day. Both of his sacks came on third downs too, by the way. Love to see that. Forcing punts. All right, third quarter, 9:56 left. Green Bay still leading 3-0. 2nd and 18 from their own 21-yard line. This is one of the few positive plays from the offense on the day. This is the throw to, I believe it is. Do I get this wrong again? Man, oh man, what have we done here? What have we done? This doesn't look like the Josh Jacobs throw. It can't be the Josh Jacobs throw. Let's see what play we got here. Okay, this is Latay Wicks third down. Got it. This was on third down, the throw to Wicks, so I just got them mixed up. This is at Cleveland's 19. Is that right, guys? That looks right. Yeah, okay, cool. So we just got them crossed up here. Let me get this. So this is actually third quarter, 4:42. Green Bay's up 3-0. 3rd and 7 play at Cleveland's 19. This is Love to Wicks for 16 yards. This looks really, really similar to the play where Love throws the interception. I want to point this out. This is probably why Love felt so comfortable throwing the throw that we're going to show here in a little bit where he throws the pick. But it's 11 gun, Dubs right, double cab choice, T-go. Okay, so cab choice is really, really simple. With cab choice, you got a drag and a dig is typically what it is, okay? So you're going to have, I believe the drag is on the outside if I remember correctly. No, but it is. Okay, so with the dig on the inside, a cab is typically a dig, but the reason I said cab choice is I think they're reading, if you got a void here, turn it into just a quick slant as opposed to a dig, and then you got a drag here and a drag here, okay? That's called cab, essentially. So, and then you got the T-go after everything clears out. He's going to work his way up the middle as well. Now, he's just going to fire this in to our boy Dontavion Wicks, so watch this. You see what I'm saying? It's just make a play. He threaded the needle into double coverage right there. Right? It could have been bad. Now, just keep that in mind because later it bites us in the ass, right? And Tay Wicks, his yak seems to be back this year, Tim. You've seen it his rookie year. He seems to be running hard after the catch. The hands are fixed. Love to see it. Great pitch and catch there. It's a good play. I don't mean to be negative. I'm setting it up for later. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Great job by Wicks to, this is a hands catch all day, and then watch him pull it into his body before it gets punched out. He's in heavy traffic there. And then, of course, the yak. Again, Tay Wicks haters are awfully silent, and I like it because he's having a damn good season so far.
I agree.
He really is, man.
Yeah, he went out and plucked it. And like you said, Tim, and was able to get his head around right away. Hey, that spot's there. Just, got to give your quarterback a target half the time. That's half the battle. They got to know that you're available.
Yep. Great ball by Jordan, though. I mean, if you're going to thread the needle, that's where that ball needs to be, down and away where your guy can only get it,
What's crazy, too, is I'm proud of that dude taking a step from last year because last year I don't think he makes that catch. I think that he's gotten so much better just preparing himself mentally and physically. And like Tim said, that yak, I'm excited to see more of that rookie form that we had.
Yeah, it's almost like last year Wicks would have been bracing for the contact.
Exactly.
He turned it up too soon or something. Yep. You see him putting it all together now.
Do you guys remember earlier in the week when we said I'd like to see go out there in 11 personnel, put Malik Heath at the wing like we did Christian Watson? Remember us talking about that? Look right here.
He can block.
Let's
There
go.
he is. Malik Heath at the wing. Not necessarily the wing's typically here, but you get the point. It's almost like he's playing tight end, that off tight end position there. This is 3:23 left in the third quarter. Green Bay's up 3-0. 3rd and goal from Cleveland's 3-yard line. This is Love to Fitzpatrick. The play call, I love the play call, by the way. 11 ace nasty, right? Everybody's in that nasty split. We're in 11 personnel. We talked about this, right? Get their nickel on the field, make them make a decision, even though they may be in their base right here where it's inside the 5. But nonetheless, you go 11 ace nasty, 18 U. All right, so he's playing the U tight end position. Number 18 is. We're going to go 23 boot. So we're faking a run, B gap left, right? And then we're going to boot off of it. So he's going to fake it. And we're going to boot action in this direction, and it's going to be switch, slot, cross, okay? So it's actually going to be the crosser is going to come here, and then you're going to work a dig off the backside. So it's going to be a switch, slot, cross, if I remember correctly. Your Z, which Romeo's actually playing Z here, that's really, really interesting. He's going to run an out route out here, and then you're going to have the Y leak. He's going to chip and get out here, and then you'll see him kind of bend back and just find the open space and give Jordan an extra option. So, again, 11 ace nasty, 18 U, 23 boot switch, slot cross, Z out, Y leak. And watch the play action work right here, guys. Look at that whole defensive front. Look at that. Right? So now this guy's even looking over. Did he actually hand it? Oh, crap. He's got it, right? So now look at Fitzpatrick, who's already turned around. He's selling that. Now he's going to leak out underneath. Love that he just kind of – it's backyard ball here. Just get open, find the space, right? Work your way back. Good job. I love the fun.
Thank you for the terrible linebacking play there, Cleveland. What the hell is he doing? Watch Jordan come out of this fake. Why is he not exploding at that quarterback? Like, thank you.
Yeah.
He knows it too.
Yeah, he's like, damn. And Jordan just lit him up. Little pump fake, little razzle-dazzle, like you said, just like we're on the playground, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They had a handful of Golden's jersey there, too, as he was running his crosser there. They just got to do anything to slow the man down.
I will say this, man. There could have been just as many penalties thrown on Cleveland as there was Green Bay. I mean, we'll point it out here in a minute. Actually, I think it's this play right here. Matter of fact, this is fourth quarter, unless I got it screwed up. 8:50 left. Green Bay's up 10-0. 1st and 10. They're at their own 34-yard line, Cleveland is. And this is the Quinshon Judkins 38-yard run. When I watched this in real time, I slammed the pen down on the table here like a redneck and said, damn it, Coop, because I thought Coop got out of his gap. I owe Coop an apology. Watch this play right here. We got a nickel 4-2-5, 29 spur. So this time, 29 is going to come down here and play in the box, and you're going to have our boy Evan Williams play deep. Once again, it's a cover one man call. Why do I not like man coverage, guys? Explosive runs, right?
Get lit up.
It's almost always that's when you get your explosive runs. So Cooper is playing right here. He is playing what I assume it looks like the will position, okay? So when I seen this in real time, I thought Cooper got out of his gap. Right here, it looks like he's out of position, don't it? Right? He actually gets a pretty quick start and gets in a position to make this play if he's not being bear hugged from behind. You see this? You'll see it in the end zone cam in a second. Again, I want to point this out while we're on the All-22. Me no like what I see from Nate Hobbs on this play. Watch 21 down here. Watch him the whole – don't look at anything else. Watch 21 on this play. And it wasn't his assignment. It wasn't his gap. Don't get me wrong. But watch how he plays this. Yeah, just kind of, oh, no. That don't look good. That ain't good at all, right? I guarantee you got his ass chewed in a beating today or whenever. So this is a better look. Watch Coop here. Start, stop, shoot, right? How the hell is this not called a block in the back or a hold? Am I the only one seeing this? Am I losing my mind?
That's what I say. It's the, selective officiating, man. That looks pretty blatant to me. I mean, how do you not see that?
Yeah, somebody give me a screenshot on X, please, and then I need it. And go W and just write. Let me do this. I'll do it for you here. WTF. There you go. All right.
What the fudge?
Man, you scared me just now, Jake. So again, I owe Cooper an apology, but this play right here, guys, is probably it definitely is the most important play that they had on offense right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all because a flag didn't get thrown. A hold there right in the run there.
Colby
Rashawn's getting held too. I mean,
yeah, Rashawn on the edge. Colby trying to reach across. No, you're not allowed to.
And that's a great point. I didn't even see the Rashawn hold. Look at this.
Yep.
My God. He got him underneath the
Colby
shoulder.
too, though. Yeah, that's
look at this.
tough.
Here, that's better. Somebody screenshot this for me right here. My goodness. You can't even see Cooper, who's getting blocked in the back now.
I see what you're saying about Hobbs on that rep too, because I mean we're in man, and you see your assignment goes to chip, goes to block, so you know you don't have a coverage responsibility at that point. You've got to stick your head in there and play the run.
Right. It's just a bad look, it really is.
Yep.
So again, I don't want to harp on it too much, but wanted to point out, there should have been a hold call. Now we're seeing there should have been 3 holds called.
Jeez.
Tough, man. Those are the ones that hurt me is when you see it almost single-handedly decide the game, because again, that takes them down. I think that allows them to get their first field goal. It did. So that puts them on the board 10-3. So if they don't get that field goal, obviously we end up winning that game. So now the score is 10-3. Let's fast forward. Fourth quarter, 3:18 left. Oh, I don't want to talk about this, but we're going to talk about it. 3:18 left. Green Bay's up 10-3. 3rd and 3 play from their own 25. This is the Jordan Love interception. Now, Matt LaFleur said he wished he'd have had another play call, right? I don't like the aggressivity here, right? Shout out Brady Papinga. I don't like it. Run the damn ball. Run it on a 3rd and 3. It is a 3rd and 3, right? Yeah, it's a 3rd and 3. Yeah. Run the ball. And if you have to punt, they've got to go the entire field with 3 minutes left. Also, they're going to use their last timeout on this run, and the clock is your opponent. Instead, we decide to pass. The play call is 11-gun, tray left, tosser, Y cross corner, X stop, T.
And they're in man, right? That looks like man.
But this is where it gets tricky, Tim, because remember the play we talked about earlier? It was you had those 2 receivers out there. In this case, you've got a number 3, which wasn't there earlier. They're showing man. Matt LaFleur said this in his presser. He said they were playing man, and Delpit done a good job coming off his man.
Breaking on
the pass. Now,
I'm just surprised Jordan didn't can to a run, just like pre-snap looking at this.
Now, there's a hybrid look here that you can play. You can be playing cover. You can be playing man coverage with double rat. I thought it was double rat, and maybe Matt LaFleur was saying that in a roundabout way. But let's draw out the play real quick of what it was supposed to be. Tosser is a simple concept where it's slant. Okay, so you got 2 slants over there. And then the Y is going to run a cross corner, that man beater. We talked about that earlier in the week. I just want to tip our cap to us breaking everything down. We called several things that we thought would happen in this game, and you'd have an opportunity where either you capitalize on it or you're not. Man coverage, we talk about these cross corners that they love to beat. You love to run crosser concepts and make the conflict defender be the post safety, and then you pick the guy that the safety don't go with. And when they start biting inside technique on those crosser sets, then you can run these cross corners. So that's what that is, tosser, Y cross corner. And then you got an X stop route. So you're just going to kind of come out here and sit down, right, and try to, if they're playing off coverage, take that sit and pick up the first down. And then T. Leaf is going to block, and he's just going to kind of shoot out here underneath. So
that's what we were talking to earlier. Even if this was an RPO, you could still have your tosser concept, 2 double slants, instead of having Tuck running that, the peak pop or whatever. Have him just run a bubble. That way you can have that defender make a choice. Am I gonna collapse onto Tucker? And at the same time, you still have your run option. Matt, you got to give Jordan another look here. If he wants to take one of those slants, perfect. If Delpit whoever's over Tucker crashes down, that slant's wide open. We're good. We're on to next week. But you just got to give him.
You're right. You didn't give Delpit anything to do. That's why he just camped out.
Yeah, and here's the thing too, like what Emilio's saying with an RPO, this is what am I right, Emilio?
Yeah. You can look at the bubble or you can look at the slant, depending on what that defender does. And at the very least, hand it off to Jacobs because you don't like the look.
Right. Put the ball in the belly of the running back, and you're going to read this defender on the slant, this defender on the bubble. So you're just looking here. If these guys break on the run, fire that thing out at either of those 2 choices, right? Instead, we just got another drop back passing situation here. So let's see if we can pick up what Delpit does here. It looks like man coverage, right? So Jordan thinks my boy Dontavion Wicks is going to win on this slant. I don't like that he's already deciding that because the guy's playing inside leverage.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's a no-go.
And he was inside leverage from the snap.
Yes. If you see pre-snap, man coverage, and they're playing the half of the body inside, you're just screaming for an interception. Now, with that being said, you'll notice him break off, right? So Matt LaFleur seemed to think this was man coverage, and the defender is just reading Jordan. So it's definitely not double rat, although this makes it look like double rat. He's man, but he's playing that fisheye technique. He is reading the quarterback's eyes through his work, right? And then you got this safety this DB is going to drop deep and pick up Tucker over the top, right? Everybody's playing inside leverage is essentially what's going on. Look, inside leverage. They were looking for the slant. You showed it earlier, albeit you were much closer to the goal line, but it was still kind of a short down and distance situation there, right? So Jordan he doesn't even really read it. He just decides this is where I'm going to throw the football. And I hate, listen, I hate that you decided Matt LaFleur should not have decided to pass there. Let's run a rock, know the game. And he said he wishes he'd have done it different too. You got to dial up a better play call, right? Jordan Love's got to know, I can't just think, first of all, you read it wrong pre-snap. It's inside leverage. That's a no-go on the slant. There's literally like 3 or 4 different mistakes on this one play.
Yeah.
So
That's
You know what's great though about when you watch these guys, how they responded, LaFleur admitted it in the postgame conference. He said, that was on me. I shouldn't even call that play. I shouldn't have put Jordan in that position. You look at what Micah Parsons said. He goes, we have to be better. They didn't bring me in here and pay me all this money to have 2 offsides. Josh Jacobs said that we have to look at each other in the mirror and look at each other as the Green Bay Packers organization as to what we're coming. So I love the fact that they're not blaming, they're understanding what they did wrong and they're moving on from it.
We talked about that postgame, right? We were willing to bet there'd be no finger pointing. It would be a bunch of people taking responsibility. And I mean, one silver lining in a game like this, right?
Yeah. And that was one of his better wells of the day. I mean, the pocket held up long enough to make the throw. You know, he was kind of fading away at the end of it, but he didn't get any mustard on it. It's not like he rifled it in there.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know, in his defense, even though it was pre-snap inside leverage, Wicks is open, right?
Yeah.
He beats his guy.
Yeah.
The problem is Jordan didn't see this guy. He just didn't even pay him any attention because he was reading man coverage. So Wicks still did. I don't know how he got open with that inside leverage, to be honest with you, but he did.
But imagine if you had Delpit having to make the decision, oh, man, there's a bubble going behind him. I need to get on that guy, or I'm sitting right here. You dump it to the bubble, and you're good. I mean,
you're looking at all that space right there.
Yeah, that slant's wide open if not.
Yeah. Now, I'll say this. The play was already called. At this point, Love looks up. If he reads this defender, the next read is going to Tucker. Watch Tucker on this play.
Right over the ear. Yeah.
Oof.
If that ball is coming out right now, out here, it's not a tutter, but boy, oh boy, you're probably going to get 10 to 15 yards at a minimum. You make sure you get tackled in bounds, keep the drive going. Now let's run the clock out, and you got a dub. And not only do you got a dub, you got a 10-3 dub where your defense just looks like absolute superstars, you know? So let's watch it from the box or the end zone. I love Jordan here. I know people are going to hate it. But
he was mad.
Yeah. What scared me though was Golden. Watch Golden the whole way this time, boys. You don't want to get yourself in this position. I don't like how, and I shouldn't say this, but Elton almost kills Golden at the end. Watch Golden and then notice Elton at the end of this play. Right, he's trying to make a tackle too, make sure you don't score, and then Elton just kind of it's a recipe for disaster. So here's from the end zone cam what Jordan sees. So ball snapped. He does a good job selling it. Look, he jumps with Tucker, right? So Jordan thinks that window is going to be there, right? That's what he's looking at. Jordan looked at this defender going with Tucker right off the snap, and then bang, he bounces back. So tough, man. But hey, no bounce
max
back.
Protect, man. We got 6 guys blocking 4.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Next time I need Jordan to flick down on the right stick and try to just go ahead and tumble him over the top instead of trying to run through the guy.
Next time you should look at the sideline and go, Matt, what the hell is this play call?
Yeah, I need you to sit there for 10 minutes and hot route the thing.
So we've still got a positive play to cover here. Okay, so Cleveland went down and scored. It's 10-10 now. Game on the line, think player, not play, right? This is Fourth quarter, 2:47 left. It's tied 10-10, 1st and 10 play at Cleveland's 40-yard line. And look who Jordan goes to. Shout out to Savion Williams for the big return, 35-yard return. That helped a ton, right, to give him good field position. And he goes straight to Tucker Kraft. I love that that's his go-to guy in those situations, man. But we got 11 ace, Dub Nasty. Again, you notice we've called out a bunch more 11 in the second half than the first.
Yep.
So they made an adjustment in the second half to go to 3 wide receiver sets as opposed to that 12 that they were getting their butts kicked in, right? So, again, 11 ace, Dub Nasty right, Z-cheat wing right, 22 fake, switch, and we're going to go Z corner, Y leak, all right? So if we draw that out, let's see if I can cipher this out. The Z cheat, the wing here, so watch for the Z is going to cheat over to the wing any second now, I believe. Here it is. So that's Golden playing the Z. So he cheats over, right? We'll go back just a touch. All right, so now the play's set, and you're going to go 22 fake. So you're going to fake a run, A gap right. You're going to go switch with is a go drag. So it's going to be a go route, and you're going to kind of run a little bit of a shallow or a drag here. It's more of a shallow cross than a drag, but we'll just call it a drag for easy lingo here. The Z is going to get inside here and run a corner route, and then Tucker is going to leak. He's going to block and then leak out in the flat. It almost sets up like a screen pass, right? Take advantage of them being so aggressive with the pass rush. And I love that Jordan just tosses this right over the top, right? Just a little, all right, get it to my boy Tucker. And this should have been the play that pretty much decided the game to get you into field goal range and win it, right? Tucker on a bad knee too, man, out there just landing on the line. I love it. So, again, I think this is positive that Jordan knew game on the line, think play or not play, not just Jordan, but Matt LaFleur too. Tucker Kraft he's going to be a top 5 tight end this year. There's no doubt in my mind. So, y'all ready? Take your medicine here. So, I've heard multiple people say different things. I think it was Wildy that said Matt LaFleur confirmed that it was Jordan Morgan's guy that ends up blocking this, and he talked about pad level, this and that, right? There's still some people that say this guy coming around the edge actually gets a hand on it too. I don't know.
McManus himself said no, he doesn't think it was the edge dude. He said, I'm pretty sure it was a guy from the middle, from the left. But
That's
they asked him, they said, was your stroke true? He said, yeah, that was good. It was going to be good.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. And again, there's other people saying that's too low of a trajectory of a kick. I don't know, boys. That's a hell of a lot of push right here.
Yeah.
You know? That's a lot of push. So, again, it was Jordan Morgan, don't mean to pile on, but when you're talking pad level, he just didn't get low enough right there. That's not teaching tape. Look at 70. Look at 70. That's teaching tape. Look at 63. That's teaching tape, right? 90. You got big 93 out there too. Notice how everybody's low, right? Now look at Jordan Morgan, how he's kind of turned sideways here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now somebody said this guy has blocked like a bunch of kicks in his career. Did y'all hear that too? Like 7 or 8 kicks he's blocked.
Yeah.
So he knows what he's doing, obviously, right? But he just kind of gets under the pads, gets the hand up, blocks it. So.
No, look at him selling, and he knew he hit it. I mean,
no, he definitely hits it. I just think I still think that edge just tipped it a tiny bit, and then they both got it. I think, but it doesn't matter because the main guy that got it. So
Right.
2 things after watching the first field goal that we had and McManus made it, the same exact thing happened. They basically washed that whole side in. If we're in the same exact scenario, I would almost like maybe, can we overload one of the sides, move Sean Ryan over one, and then you have 3 offensive linemen down and a tight end, so you're overload heavy on the kicker's leg side. They did this on punt too. On their punt team, they had 7 guys down trying to rush. We had like 5 guys down on when we were going on punt cover. So I mean, there's just different approaches, but we got overloaded.
My thing
not
here
a,
is,
not a big fan of the snap either. Not to get picky here, but that snap was something to be desired. I think if we got a better snap and hold, we'd have a better hold, and maybe that kick sneaks through.
Mhm.
Look where that snap is. Not a very good snap.
Little low, little inside.
Yeah.
Just a bit inside.
Actually, if you bring it back, I don't even like the way Morgan's starting his stance. He looks like he's about to leapfrog more than like lean in. You know what
That's
I
a
mean?
good point.
His weight's
That's
over
true.
his heels.
Because notice this guy's anchor leg, Kennard's anchor leg, right? And Jordan's just kind of which they're both like it on both sides, aren't they?
But I think
Sam.
I think Sean Ryan's leaning more, and then Morgan gets his foot back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love how we're sitting here talking as if we could hold up against.
Oh
these
no!
You know what I mean? We're all getting our ass kicked on this play. You kidding me? Oh, it's tough though. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not on McManus. I don't want to hear about kick trajectory. That's a good boot on the ball.
I will not repeat the name of the person that said it, but I just rolled my eyes when I seen it because I swear some of these guys they've been podcasting for 20 years and they still say stuff just to get a reaction. But
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with the trajectory either, Tim.
Yeah, good strike on the ball. You know, I wonder if that low right snap kind of screwed with the timing. You know, because when you're approaching as a kicker, you got to go through your motion. But if the ball's not there, it's going to affect your timing a little bit too. It just seemed like maybe a little bit better of a snap would have helped us a little. I don't know if it would have made that much of a difference, but
do you think you guys would know this better than I would, but in that last play to set up this, was there an option to run it into either the middle of the field, or were they trying, do you think, to put it on that right hash because that's what McManus wants?
I felt like they were trying to put it on the right hash, but I haven't heard anybody confirm that, Jacob.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He does seem to prefer kicking from the right hash.
Right hash. I would want to kick from the right hash because anything I've ever done in my life, I'm pulling it. You know what I mean? So, that's just me, though. All right. So on top of that, I did want to point this out too, though. As much as we piled on to Jordan Morgan, it is what it is. I'm not trying to call anybody out individually. Just you see it, you got to say it. It is worth mentioning on 3rd and 10. Before that, Rasheed Walker got called for a false start, which made it an even longer field goal.
Yep.
So, I mean, guys, you didn't deserve to win that game. You just didn't. It's that simple, right? You made too many mistakes. So, and then we go ahead here to this is the final play that gets you in field goal range. Before that, Micah Parsons called for offsides, puts them 5 yards, further and a little bit closer to the field goal, right? So this is 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter, tied at 10, 3rd and 2 play at Green Bay's 45-yard line. It should have been a 3rd and 7, but instead it's a 3rd and 2 and 5 yards shorter because Micah Parsons got called offsides at Green Bay's 45. This is Flacco to Njoku. The reason I want to highlight this, it's a nickel 4-2-5 Will Mugg cover one Mike scrape. Essentially what we're doing here is cover one man, okay? And you're going to run a scrape blitz here. Why are we blitzing in this situation? Why?
Why are we in man in this situation?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's you notice that the things that Dick and listen, the defense played great. Don't get me wrong, but it just seems like the Quinshon Judkins run, man coverage, explosive play.
Mm-hmm.
Here you got a chance to stop it, send it to overtime, man coverage. You decide to blitz a statue back. I don't get it. I really don't, because when you look at it, to me, I think the 4-man rush should be able to win. And they have been for the most part, right? I mean, look at Micah. Imagine if he doesn't try to scrape here, right? Whoever scrapes, imagine if he doesn't, and he's sitting right here in a cover one
hole. Yeah.
Ball game, or not ball game, but it's overtime, right? You like your chances, and you can't. It's easy to pick on Evan Williams, but Evan Williams has also got to protect deep too. I think he plays it right. Just get to the ball as quick as possible, and So it's just tough, man. I don't like the scrape call. I don't like it at all. And then Quay right there too. Here's the thing. I'm guessing what Quay's doing here is a spy. Why you're spying Joe Flacco, I don't know. And it's not a shot at Quay. This is obviously the defensive call. What you got here, guys, this is what you're doing. Mike scrape, and then Quay is in a shallow spy here. If you're going to be in a spy, get your damn hands up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just that's what I meant in the post-game show. You got plenty of people to blame. There's no one it isn't Jordan Love's interception that cost you the game. It isn't Matt LaFleur's decision to pass instead of run that cost you the game. It isn't this play by Quay not getting your hands up or the Jeff Hafley call. It isn't the Jordan Morgan getting the field goal block. It's all of it. You pick one of them. So I think that makes it a little more unifying for the team, to be honest with you. That everybody can look up and, hey, yeah, we all lost the game. Let's move on.
That's specifically what Micah Parsons said. He goes, there's not one player, there's not one positional group, there's not one, whether it's offense, special teams, or defense that lost this game. It was like Clayton just said, it was a little bit of everybody at the wrong time. It was just the perfect storm of poop fest. You know, it is what it is.
Definitely, man. Holmes MD1, you could spy Flacco from 10 yards away. LOL. You really could, man. And his throws were horrible, man. Like there was a couple times in that game, I'm like, man, oh man, Flacky, Bubba, you 10 yards off the spot here. But anyway, we went way over, guys. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Any parting thoughts, anything else? And listen, I didn't want this to turn into make us depressed or anything, but hopefully everybody comes away, myself included. I know I learned stuff watching it back through for the 4th time right there. You come away understanding, all right, here's how you lost that game. I'm telling you, if one of those 50 things we talked about went the other way, you probably still win that ball game. And to me, that's exciting. It's really exciting.
If you have less point or less penalties than you do points, you probably win that game.
Yeah. Say that again, Emilio.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you have less penalties than you do points in the game, you probably win that game.
That's I mean,
crazy.
just hearing you say that out loud is like, dang, we had more penalties than points scored. That's wild, right?
That's rough. That's rough.
Emilio, you're a smart guy, man. I tell you what, you're almost as smart as the Fishy things here. He says, if the defenders should just always be lined up exactly where the ball is going to be thrown. Winky,
Right.
winky, winky. I mean, why didn't we think of that, dude?
We got to get that guy in a coach's box.
We got-
I put the team on my back, dude.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. We had a bunch of people in here. If y'all would, hit subscribe, hit like, hit that bell icon so you're notified when we go live. Really, really appreciate everybody spending the evening with us. We can now bury this game tape and move on to Dallas. I'm excited about a little Sunday night football. Watching football all day long, just relaxing, right? Seeing what's going on around the league and then get ready for a primetime game. It's going to be a blast. So anything else, boys?
No, just thanks to Godsmack for the super chat and for Chris C for becoming a YouTube member.
Nice.
Oh, man. Appreciate y'all. All right, guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Central for PTA Live. We'll have the injury report. We'll have you any and every bit of information that may come out between now and then. We'll go ahead and get the game kind of preset for you. Tomorrow we'll do the PFF preview and the updated injury report. And then Thursday, if everything goes as planned, we'll have our second installment of the game plan. I'm telling you, boys, if you go back and look at that game plan we drew out last week, it was spot on, I think. That was the blueprint to win this ball game. A couple things, Matt LaFleur went in the opposite direction. I feel like it would have made a difference if he went, kind of the way that we had talked about. But also you don't anticipate all the penalties and all the pressure and all that. Jordan Love, by the way, it's the last thing I'll say. He had 2 bad plays in that game, in my opinion. 2.
No.
Yeah. One of them, if someone wants to say it cost you the game, I understand it. I can't argue with it, right? But he's playing damn good football. He's still 4th in the league in passer rating, ahead of Josh Allen, the reigning MVP. So let's not try to kid ourselves that Jordan Love is somehow having a bad season. It's not the case. So I think he's going to bounce back against a banged-up Dallas defense this week. So, all right, boys, appreciate you. We'll see everybody tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Central, PTA Live. Take care.
Here we go.
Bye, guys.